yeah. I'm scraping my butt off.
Welcome to
Trouble Creek!
Well, folks, phase 2, right? Putting in the beds. We got our point A, and now we got our point B, and all left to do is the work, which we've managed to procrastinate till about 10, if you could judge it by the sun. I'll tell you what, this video stuff does eat it up a little bit of time. I ain't gonna lie to you, folks. So, I know you're like, hey, I'm gonna be putting my lines down, and then you mess up a little, and you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do now? All you do is this, watch. You just go, see? You didn't see that coming, did you? So I like to make my lines a little more subtle, which is why I erased that one. Remember this over here behind me is gonna be parking lot, gravel. So I'm gonna be putting down some big stone and then eventually working my way up in a harder stone. We're gonna come around this dude here. We have decided to go ahead and put mulch in because it's just easier than putting seed and grass and less expense, to be honest with you. And so now I'm kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place here, literally.
Just like that, there you go.
Is that good?
Yep.
What do you think? You like it?
It needs to come up to this step, doesn't it?
No, this is all gonna be grass.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I left these up, is so grass can come up in here like this. Plus it'll give me something more to weed eat, because I just love to weed eat, you know. I mean, why not incorporate more work for the rest of your life when you're laying this stuff out?
We could put some kind of ground cover there.
We could, like an ivy or something.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty.
Periwinkle.
Yeah. So now we gotta go lay out the other side.
To mimic.
Mimic?
To mimic.
What are we mimicking?
Mimicking the symmetry of the other bed.
We're mimicking the symmetry of the other bed. You all get that?
I came up with
Mimicking.
that.
I think mimicking is like a organism trait, right? Because otherwise it'd be copying.
Duplicating.
Like the movie Mimic.
Duplicating the symmetry of the other bed.
Mimicking's like, is that a caterpillar or a stick? I don't know. It's mimicking. Can we move forward? So if you have something symmetrical, right, like, or geometrical, and it's not all organic, in my opinion, and like, you know, everybody's opinion differs, right? I would like to keep it somewhat symmetrical or mimicky. And by doing so, I took a point off that line over there, and that's 8 foot. So I took a point over there, and that's 8 foot. So right here is my 8 foot mark. And then I would come over here and I would kind of mark where these 2 points come off, boom. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here with these 2 points, boom. So then you kind of would start like here. And then you see then you sit back and you go, okay, well that's kind of the same there. And then and then you're like, well, maybe a circle would be kind of close to here, right? And then you can just connect the dots like that right there, like that. And then you can sit back and look at it, and if you don't like it, you can just go like this, because who cares, right? This is like kind of the fun part, because it's real easy to squeeze this and you don't have to put dirt everywhere. So enjoy it while it lasts, fellas. Enjoy it while it lasts. Well, and ladies. So what do you think, Stace? You like it?
Yes. It's exactly what I envisioned.
Exactly what I envisioned. Now, back here, this is something to think about, okay? And even when you're laying anything out like this at all, I took my lawnmower. My lawnmower is a 60-inch lawnmower, which is 5 foot most places, okay? And that gives me 2 swaths. I did that on purpose, right? Because why not? I mean, if you can think about it, why not, right? And so I'm gonna be mowing like this. Be jamming to some Ozzy Osbourne or something, and I'm gonna be turning like this. Why not incorporate that bed into an already existing line that you're gonna be mowing? That's my mode of thinking, okay? So I'm gonna take off in this direction, like that, okay? And then carry on And I'm going to do my little dot thing. And that kind of gives me an idea of where I want my bed. That's why they call it landscaping, because you get to scape it. I didn't know scaping was a word, but we're scaping this stuff, yo. I can't paint on dried rock to save my life.
Now let's get to digging.
Let's get to digging, yo.
You like seeing me work, Troy?
Heck yeah! Get it!
I'll just go all the way down.
Just the grass areas,
Just the
right?
grass, yep.
Which
And
is
then
nice.
When I'm finished on that side, I'll come over here on this side. And that's when you can rip it out. Just like that.
Ta-da! Building up the grade. We're not cutting it in here because it gets gravel, and so it will be built up probably about 4 inches, especially right here next to this bed, just to maintain that and fill dirt. So this stuff here, I got a bunch of this over there that we're going to have to finish grading this, build this back edge up over here towards the big pine tree, and it will get built up pretty substantial, so I can get a little bit bigger parking area. And everything's going that way off. That's the key, people. Maintain the grade. Oh, hey, look, a rock. Wow, that's odd. Hardly ever see rocks.
Hey, we could use that rock. Oh, Troy, I found a rock too.
Did you really? God, you're so lucky. Hey, I found a rock. Hey, I found another rock.
Nice fill dirt.
Too much, I know.
Juicy.
Well, this will be topsoil,
I mean topsoil. Nice topsoil.
right? Like me and we're gonna put it down thick and then we're
Put
gonna
more
get
rock.
hard rock.
As opposed to soft rock.
What? Huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Not much, is it?
Nah, it's a baby. It's a baby dump. While Troy's up there getting more dirt for us, I wanted to show you guys the progress we've made so far and the shape it's taken on. It's a little roughed in, but you can definitely see a shape. Now we're going to add dirt when he gets here to the back, and then on to mulch.
All right, so this is where, when you save your topsoil, you get the most benefit from it, is this right here. So what I did is I stripped off all the topsoil, this whole site, and took it up there on the hill and let it compost. It's been up there probably about a year, year and a half. And if you're interested in how to strip topsoil, or the most efficient means to do so, check out our other video. It's one of our better videos. And it's a step-by-step procedure. You have to have heavy equipment, but it works. And so the benefit is just unreal. I mean, look at how rich and green that is. Grass is going to grow in this. We're going to have no problems planting shrubs, flowers, and oh, it's got that oh so yummy smell, right? Stick around.
finished adding all of our dirt to our beds last night, and you can see the nice shape it's taken on. It's a little rough, but we've got it all done. Now the key with grading is to get water away from where you want and to where you want. And in this case, it was pretty easy. Get water away from Pavilion. But in the back, it was a little bit more complicated.
So as Stace pointed out, you got your wayward and leeward. I know it's kind of nautical, but you have, you know, where you got runoff going this way, which is kind of like self-explanatory. This is where things get tricky. So you always kind of want to maintain some form of grade, you know, ditch rather, around, what they call it, a sway. Aha!
It's swale, not sway. Swale. S-W-A-L-E.
There's an engineering term for you. A sway around what you want to keep dry. And then you have factors like, you know, the existing topography, you know, what's going to be hitting it. You know, how much water am I going to look at? Okay, so it's rained here 4 inches in 45 minutes one time. I'm pushing half a century old, and I've never seen that before. That is a tremendous amount of water, so all that has to be taken kind of into consideration. Now, when I first started cutting my teeth grading, I would all be like, bah, ditch, there's my ditch. Now I'm kind of massaging that, okay? So like an inch of runoff every 12 foot is pretty much standard on any kind of concrete or parking lot or anything like that. It's, you know, or piping, an inch every 12 foot. So you can apply that to grading as well. And I haven't seen any negative effects of it, unless, you know, you have this tremendous amount of water from, say, the topography and runoff. And it depends on what's running off. Is it field? Is it forest? Is it parking lot? So all that has to be taken into consideration. In this case, it sees a minimal, mainly the roof runoff is what this sees. So what I did is I made my swag.
It's swale already. Everybody knows it. Get off my case.
Is gradual as possible. And the reason for that is because I'm going to be mowing it. We may put it in mulch, we may make a bed, we may do all kinds of stuff. But right now, my mode of thinking is I'm going to be mowing it. And if you have a great big ditch, that's, you know, that's problematic because your mower wants to dig in this way and dig in that way, and it just doesn't work out. But at the end of the game, your takeaway is, do I have my fall, okay? And the best way to do that is with one of these little guys, okay? If any of you are on the fence about buying one of these, say you got a garage, say you're doing, I don't know, addition, anything at all, go find one used, a commercial unit, use it and sell it. You know, they're expensive, you know. I was on the fence for a while and fought my way with these little laser levels and da-da-da-da. Just bite the bullet and get you one. They are awesome, okay? They'll work in the heat of the day. They're wicked accurate. They start up. They do what you want them to do. Highly recommend it, okay? So at the end of the job, you want to sit back and shoot some elevations, okay? So I would start at my low point or start at your high point, go through your ditch, make sure you get your inch every 12 foot, and then go from those points up to what you want to keep dry. And as long as you get a couple inches in all locations, then you're golden. You know, seed and straw and go on with your life. That's all I can do for you. I hope that helps.
Sammy likes that cold dirt.
Ain't got a spreader? Detail work? In a pinch, a milk jug works just great. Ah, icing on the cake. I'm a bulldozer.
So Troy, how many bales do you think this is gonna take?
3 bales.
I think 4.
I think 3.
You agree? You think 3?
I do not agree. I think 3.
Well, I'm the queen of laying straw, so I might know, but I really have no idea.
The matriarch.
This is my job.
And you do such a great job, honey.
Thank you. It's kind of hypnotizing, a little meditative.
Yep, you got to get in a zen-like state, don't you?
Yeah.
And not have allergies.
Not have allergies.
That helps. So, are you having fun scaping?
Oh yeah, I'm scaping my butt off.
Do you even think scaping's a word?
Yeah, it's a word, but I've never really heard it by itself.
It's not a word. I
It's
actually
not a
looked it
word?
up. Yeah. It's called a gerund,
Oh, I have not heard that word since 7th grade.
right?
But I don't even think I got it in 7th grade. Sorry, 7th grade teacher.
So scape is a word. It's botany, and there's tons of applications for scape, moonscape, landscape. But
Seascape.
scaping is nowhere to be found. I mean, you can't, yeah.
So what are some other, what word did you call it? Gerunds?
Yes, gerunds.
What other gerunds are there?
E.g. asking. Are you asking me what a gerund is?
I would have said that asking is a verb with a suffix.
Yeah, I know, me too. Well,
So I wonder what other gerunds there are, and if you want to comment to tell us so we can be more smarter. Now this is my favorite part. Mulch. See the difference? Isn't that fun? Crusty bus station.
No,
What's the difference between
dirty.
What's the difference between a dirty bus station and
A lobster with breast implants.
All right, let me try.
Do you want me? I can do it. You want me to ask you?
Yeah, you do it because you do the joke better.
Okay. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Troy. All right, do it over.
To say what?
All right.
Hey, Stacy.
What?
What's the difference between a dirty bus station and a lobster with breast implants?
I don't know. What is it?
One's a crusty bus station, the other one's a busty crustacean.